The old summer palace, located in the northwest of Beijing in Haidian District, is just 3 kilometers from the similarly named Summer Palace, also known as the Garden of Perfection and Light. In addition to being referred to as the Versailles of the East, the garden of the old summer palace is known for its profound beauty. This video was taken during my first visit to this attraction in July 2023, and I was amazed at the damage and destruction on view created by the British and French in 1860. What remains is a beautifully laid out garden amidst the ruins where once stood buildings built in the styles of Chinese, Tibetan and Mongolian architecture. Hi, I am John and welcome to my channel, Laowai in China. On this channel, my aim is to inform people that have never visited China what life here is really like, and not as it is often portrayed in Western media. I cover topics such as travel, culture, as well as current affairs, both here and overseas, that reflect the day-to-day life here. Today's video is called Discovering the Old Summer Palace, one of Beijing's top attractions. I hope you like this video, so sit back and enjoy. The looting and destruction of the Old Summer Palace is an event that is inscribed in Chinese history when Lord Elgin, the British High Commissioner to China in 1860, ordered British soldiers to destroy the historic structure as a response to the alleged torture and eventual killing of British envoys attempting to negotiate with the Qing army under a flag of truce. The British destroyed the palaces, while the French forces looted what they were able. Around 3,500 British soldiers took part in systematically setting the old palace ablaze. The fire burned for 3 days. Built in 1707, the 46th year of the reign of Emperor Kangxi, the complex consisted of the old summer palace and the Garden of Eternal Spring and elegant spring garden. It was also at that time known as the Garden of 10,000 Gardens. The old summer palace covers an area of 3.5 square kilometers, with the palace complex consisting of 200,000 square meters. It was initially a gift for Emperor Kangxi's fourth son, Yingchun. When, in 1722, Yingchun himself became emperor, he named the site Yuanming Yuan and built government offices such as the Cabinet and Military Affairs Office here, so he could escape the heat of the city during the summer months. Emperor Qianlong extended the new Garden of Eternal Spring in 1750, and for a short time there were 2 summer palaces for the imperial family to escape the city heat each summer. The old summer palace landscaping is mostly centered on a water theme. 9 islands were created across the lake to symbolize the national territory of 9 states. On each island, small gardens were created, each with its own characteristics. The ruins of the palace building's scenic area, known in Chinese as Shiyanglu Jingchu, in the northeast quadrant of the park, close to the east gate, at one time housed more than 10 buildings. These structures were designed by Jesuits Giuseppe Castiglione and Michael Benrost. The buildings, though destroyed by fire and then looted, were still largely usable after 1860. However, the ruins were largely picked over and building materials carted away by local people until as recently as the mid-20th century. The ruins of the Great Fountain are considered to be the relics in the best state of preservation. Constructed in 1759, it was fronted by a fountain with a lion's head. Opposite this stood the Guangshuifa, 5 large stone screens that displayed carvings of military flags, armor, swords and guns. The screens were only discovered in the 1970s in the grounds of Peking University and then restored to their original positions within the old summer palace. Just to the east of the ruins of the Great Fountain stood a 4-pillar archway, some of which still remains. Just to the west of the ruins of the Great Fountain is Haidian, a reservoir where water for fountains was stored in a tower and huge water-lifting devices were installed. This was known as the Tin Sea, or the water clock. The famous fountain of Haidian was constructed in 1759 and contained 12 bronze human statues with animal heads representing the animals of the Chinese zodiac. Each head jetted water into the fountain for 2 hours in a 24-hour sequence. The 12 animal heads were among the items looted and later appeared in museums and collections around the world. Some recovered items are now on show at the Poly Art Museum. There is a small museum on site that tells the story of the old summer palace and subsequent archaeological work in recent decades. Other attractions include the Fangwai Guan. This structure was converted into a mosque for an imperial concubine, and there is a reproduction of a labyrinth known as the Garden of Yellow Flowers. The old summer palace extends 2.5 kilometers from east to west, so visitors here should be prepared for some walking, as the ruins are some distance from the entrance. That is all for this video. If you have enjoyed watching and it's shown you a little detail of life here in China, then your subscribing to my channel would mean a lot to me. Thank you for watching. Make sure you click on the link to the next video, and until the next time, goodbye for now.